Derek, you know there's a Canadian restaurant here in Po.
Oh yeah?
It's called Caribou.
What? Oh, what do they serve? Beaver tails.
I didn't go, but the Google reviews are good.
Right on. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll make it, but we have a pretty good chef, so I'm okay. That's the thing. Everything. I mean, maybe there's poutine. That'd be nice. Might vomit it up a little later today, but I think I'll skip that.
Are you worried about today? Or are you excited to get it on?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, Tourmalet is famous for a reason. Never raced it, but I think it's going to be pretty hard. And then obviously that's not the finish of the stage, so it's going to keep going. But yeah, looking forward to it. And, just get through today, get through tomorrow, and see how it's looking.
Whether or not, if you wanted it, you're back up there in the GC. You had no choice in it. I don't think today's a day for an escape, but tell us your take on it. What do you do today? Do you just follow as long as you can with the GC boys?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think today's a break day. It might be, but I think today just fight it out in the GC group and see where I end up. And of course, yeah, could go really well, could go poorly, and if it goes poorly, then we swap focuses. But for now, yeah, keep fighting it out.
You haven't ridden it. Have you studied it? A lot of VeloViewer, a lot of Google Maps?
A little bit, and then I thought, oh, that looks kind of tough. So it's just going to be following the wheels as long as I can. So the problem is it just never ends.
You have about 30 minutes left. I think you can make the restaurant for lunch.
Then I'll definitely be tasting it up the Tourmalet.
Thank you, man.
Thanks.
Derek, you are sitting ninth in the general classification at the moment. So far, has the tour been better than you dreamed of when we met in Florence?
For sure. I mean, it's definitely been a different race than I dreamed of. Maybe less aggressive racing just because of the position I'm in. But I had a good day out in Troyes and had fun on stage 9. So. Yeah, for now it's just seeing how long I can hold on to that top 10, and if I can hold on all the way, then that's way better than I expected, and if I can't, then it's back to plan A.
If you only talk about your Tour de France, then how decisive will this weekend be? What kind of answers are you hoping to get?
Oh, massively. I mean, I don't know that I've done climbs like the Tourmalet before. It's you're going to be climbing for an hour with the best in the world. So and then the selection really starts. So we'll see. We'll see how I come out of this weekend, and hopefully the legs respond well.
Jakob Fuglsang just told me he's ready to work for you today.
Yeah, it's pretty cool to have a guy like that working for you. It makes my job a lot easier. I just follow the wheel, and he gets me where I need to be, and just go from there.
You'd really put the emphasis this year on the longer and higher climbs. Just tell us how much more emphasis have you put on compared to other years?
I mean, I always loved longer climbs, but I was always doing middle range efforts. So for me, it was always good, like 10 to 20 minutes climbs. But this year, I did also longer efforts and different efforts, completely different, and even more riding just in the mountains. So yeah, I feel really good on the long climbs, and in general, just good.
So we should see that today.
I hope so. Yeah, let's hope I have good legs. Morale is good. Morale is high from the team, from me, and we go defending the yellow jersey with this good, comfortable lead. Thank you.
Jai, 24 hours on from Primoz Roglic's withdrawal from the Tour. Just tell us first, we didn't speak to you yesterday. I mean, how much did you feel for Primoz? And talk a bit about the sacrifices that he made and you've all made for this Tour.
Yeah, for sure. It's really tough for the whole team, but I think especially for Primoz personally, I mean, it's he was putting everything into this race, and along with the rest of the team. So for sure, it's a massive blow. The race continues, and we have to change the mentality and still try and make something out of the Tour and take the opportunities when they come.
You're not quite 20 minutes down on general classification. Is that a good position to be in the sense that it will give you plenty of freedom, or with hindsight, would you have liked to lose a lot less time on GC?
Well, I mean, it wasn't optional, to be honest. I just didn't really have the legs when we've had some of the hard mountain stages. Haven't felt like the old me for the first part of the race, which is unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, and you have to keep rolling with the punches. And like I said, we still were really motivated to make something out of the race and to try to go for a stage or something like that. I think it's still a good possibility, and I mean, I don't know if today is breakaway day. I have a feeling it could be a big GC battle, but anyway, I mean, if you want to be in the break, you have to be in the mix, so we'll be there anyway.
Have you heard from Primoz, and what has he told you, what has the team told you on how to shift focus now and what to do next?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't spoke with him since he left the team at the hotel, but I just hope he's doing all right. I mean, yeah, he's had a pretty up and down year, I would say, and some really heavy blows with big crashes at Basque Country and crashes at Dauphiné and big crashes here. So, I mean, it's not easy physically, but also mentally to keep keep coming back like he does. I mean, it's really impressive, and big chapeau to him. But yeah, I just hope he's recovering okay, and hope he is just doing all right.
You have your experience in Grand Tours. How difficult is it to change course midstream, mid-Grand Tour, and start fighting for stage wins?
Yeah, it's very hard. I think, when you come with one goal and the team is fully committed to that, and then you have to change that, it's not easy, but yeah, you just have to do it, and you have to make the most of it. And I mean, at the end, we're still at the Tour de France. There's still a lot of hard stages to come, and it's the biggest bike race in the world. So hopefully we can make it happen, and do the sponsors proud, and the rest of the team also.
It seems to be sweeping through the peloton. Just tell us, are there any other issues in the team? Do you have any health concerns?
Well, obviously for a start, it's a big shame to lose Tom. But yeah, he felt bad this morning, so yeah, it was between him and the doc. That's what they decided to do, and for me, I'm also not great, but sort of tested positive, but I've just got mild symptoms. So the doc's monitoring me closely, and just they've got their way of their protocol, so to speak, when it comes to respiratory infections. And at the minute, there's not just a bit of a headache and a runny nose. So we'll just see how it goes.
Does that mean that all sort of ambitions are suspended for you today, and are you just going to try and survive the day?
Pretty much. I think see how the legs are, and yeah, certainly at the start, just get to the bottom of the Tourmalet as best as possible, and then see really how I feel. But as I say, it's just a bit of a thick head really at the minute. So every other walk of life would be absolutely fine, but it's we're trying to race the Tour. It's slightly different.
And the Tourmalet, what's your relationship with that climb?
I've had a couple of good times up it, a couple of bad. I got dropped in 19. Some other year I went over the top and didn't realise there was a sprint for the top to get some money, some cash money. But so I was second up there. But yeah, it's certainly a tough climb. Both sides are hard. Doesn't matter which way you go. But it's certainly a tough day with the heat and everything as well. Cheers.
I've overheard you tell one of our colleagues you didn't make too many friends yesterday. How sort of hostile was your reception in that breakaway yesterday?
Yeah, just saying. I mean, I made the breakaway a little bit by accident yesterday, just trying to cover guys in the breaks. It wasn't a super big move, but and then I was there. So some of the guys in the breakaway tried to bully me a little bit, trying to make me go back, but I just said then, the guys in the break, they don't pay my salary, so I listened to the team. They told me to stay there, and they weren't too happy about it. So
it was a bit of a theme at the Giro as well. Tadej winning so many stages and mopping up every opportunity. Do you feel there is a bit of, I wouldn't say hostility, but sometimes a bit of ill feeling towards your team because you have been a bit dominant recently?
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I mean, we just do our job. We do what we're told. You sport nothing for free. I've never had anything given to me. I've had no gifts in my career, so why do we give our gifts? We do our race, we do our pace, and we also try to win. So
we expect a bit of an arm wrestle today between Visma and you guys in terms of controlling the race. What can you tell us about the team's plans?
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky one. I mean, it's quite flat at the beginning and then obviously go straight into the climbs at the end. So for sure, it will be a big fight for the break. We've not had too many mountain days so far, so I feel like there's quite a lot of people that are kind of waiting for a stage like this. So for sure, it's going to be a big fight for the break. And then we'll see if it's not too big and not a load of strong guys, then maybe we can control. But I think it all depends on what happens in the start.
Thanks, Ed.
What kind of reactions have you gotten after the crash yesterday at the finish?
I think they were double. The people who know something about cycling, they know it was a race incident, and it's of course shit for both weekend sprint and any have injuries. But you have also some internet heroes who give some bad comments, of course.
Being a young rider like yourself, how did that make you feel overall, and also the time after the stage? Being a young rider, how did the whole incident make you feel also after the stage?
I think it was not too bad. I was disappointed. I feel bad for the guy. It's never nice to crash, but that happens sometimes in cycling. And now with social media, it become bigger than in the past, and that's maybe a little bit sad.
Well, Jonas, it's like a kid before Christmas here. These are the days that you love. You feel ready for it?
Yes, it's really. I've really been looking forward to these days. Of course, every day is nice in the Tour de France, but also, the last days has been a lot of stress, and these are the days that where I think how to say it, that suits me the best. So I've been looking forward to it. Yeah.
Are any worries of how your form is post Basque crash out of the window now, or are you still looking to test that today?
Oh, I mean, of course, I showed already that I'm in good shape, and I'm happy where I am. So we'll just have to see if it's enough on the mountains, and then I'll just do my best as I always do.
Jonas, we remember the Col de Porte, which was just above where the finish was today. That was one of your first big duels with Tadej, the first moment where we thought maybe this is someone who can really challenge him. Was it a big day for you?
Yeah, it was. I remember that day I was second, I think. So it was already a good day for me back then. And of course, now things are different. So I'm looking forward to it.
Today.
Honestly, I agree with him. I think my shape last year is nothing compared with the one I have now. Last year I was focusing on the World Champs TT, which is a complete different preparation than a Grand Tour. I think this year I prepared the Grand Tour, and last year I wasn't sure about my GC condition. Sorry. So different day than last year, of course.
A lot of guys over the last few months have got burned by trying to follow Pogacar's attacks. Have you already seen in this Tour de France that it's a dangerous move to try to follow him, and maybe you'll ride a little bit more conservatively today?
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see how explosive the attack will be. But it's always good to give it a try to follow. But when you feel straight away that it goes too fast, it makes no sense to try and follow, and then it's just all about limited time loss. So I think that's what I already did the first mountain stages. So it's going to be the same story today.
Okay, good.